rolling. What's up, guys? Doing a shoe review on the new Reebok Nano 9s. Just got them in. I've been wearing them for about a week, so I wanted to give you my take on it, how they fit, how they look, how they perform. So the main thing is looks, like what does it look like? And to me, I think it looks like a classic sneaker. So they've kind of gone away from the other Nanos that were more streamlined and seemed very CrossFit-y. This is more of like a classic sneaker. They got rid of the Delta on the side and they went with the Vector, kind of like the Nano 1s and the Nano 2s. I really like that. The shoe itself is a little bit bulkier, and for like a tennis shoe that maybe I'm gonna wear out to eat or to go out drinking at the bars or something, I like kind of a skinnier shoe. So this isn't necessarily a shoe that I would wear like out with my friends, but definitely a decent looking shoe wearing in and out of the gym. One thing that I did like though, and this is just me personally, is the way they did the laces. They made the laces flat, and the cool thing about laces flat is that I don't tie my shoes, right? So I leave my shoes like this the majority of the time, unless maybe I'm gonna hit a really hard workout. And the flat laces look pretty cool whenever the shoe is untied and just kind of in a relaxed fit. So shoe looks, profile looks good, vertical, a little bulky. Laces, I like it. Vector, like that too. One negative on looks is the laces as far as what they look like whenever you tie them up real tight. If you tie these up real tight, they're gonna bunch up at the front and just kind of gives it kind of an ugly look. Something that is the downfall of having this flex weave and the wider toe box. Performance-wise, I think this is probably one of my favorite shoes that I've ever worn for CrossFit. I think the biggest upgrade that it has is this midsole. That's kind of this part here that runs through. It looks like it's a little bit softer. I don't necessarily think it's softer like maybe like a Brooks or an Asics running shoe, but it's softer for the Nanos. I really enjoyed running in it this last week. I did a whole bunch of running just to test it, because in Nanos, most of the time, the reason I don't work out in them is if there's some type of running or jumping, and these definitely passed the test. I put a lot of miles in last week, and these really were nice. It's not that they're softer, they have a little bit better of a reaction. Like when my foot strikes the ground or strikes the treadmill, I really can feel it push against the ground and not push into my knee. The other thing that I really liked about it as far as running goes is the outsole. It's kind of got like a split here, so whenever it folds over, it actually has a pretty good, you can see it rebound back. So when you're striding and your foot's making contact with the ground and you push through, you can really feel that, and it provides a really nice ride. The other thing that the midsole that they added is this kind of gel here. I think that adds kind of more to looks, but what it does is that they made the toe box a little bit wider here than the old ones, or than the 7s and the 8s, which is good for me because I have a really fat front of my foot and really skinny back end. So this is wider here so your toes can kind of splay out a little bit. I like that for jumping or lifting or whatever. But in the back here, they have this like heel cup gel that really holds your foot nice and tight. So that way when you're doing your Olympic lifting or squatting or whatever, you're not feeling your foot kind of slide out or slide side to side. They still kept this booty thing that they had in the last couple. I like that. It's not as thick and it doesn't run as far up the shoe, so I don't feel like my foot's sweating too much. Performance-wise, on most things, it was really nice. Rowing, biking, jumping, rope climbs. I did a few rope climbs in them. I haven't done a whole bunch of rope climbs, but they didn't tear up. I felt it really gripped the rope, which is a lot different than the last Nanos. I didn't feel like they gripped the rope very well. These grip solid. The Nike Metcons, they don't grip the rope at all. They are poo-poo when it comes to gripping the rope. These grip. I saw a video of a guy who said he's done over 100 rope climbs in them and his shoes still look good. The only thing negative-wise that I could see on these for performance on these shoes is for handstand push-ups. This little gel thing that runs around the back kind of comes along the heel. And for me, when I'm doing handstand push-ups in training, I usually don't do a whole lot of kipping. I do a lot of strict. And when strict, these are just hanging on the wall the whole time, sliding up and down. and that you can really feel that grip the wall. And I'm afraid with time I'm going to end up ripping this back end off, and back to here is going to come off as well. So only negative that I really have on this whole shoe as far as performance wise is this little gel on the back and what it's going to end up like later. And the last thing is something that's a little unique to me and maybe other coaches. I'm going to make up a word here, standability. And it's a shoe that I can stand in all day, right? I'm standing on my feet 6 to 8 classes sometimes a day, plus any other extra work or personal training or training myself that I'm doing. So I'm on my feet a lot. So the bad thing about the 7 and 8s is, although I thought they were great cross training shoes, they were terrible to stand in. I would never even wear them to the gym if I knew I was going to be coaching at all that day. These are great. I've literally haven't taken them off my feet for 6-7 days, and my feet feel fine, my knees feel fine. So they're great for the standability, for the coach's idea. I only need one pair of shoes to lift in, to coach in, to run in, to work out in. This has really provided me a really awesome shoe for my everyday needs, at least as a coach and as somebody who trains in CrossFit. They're only $130, and I say only because it's not really much of a change from anything else. It's pretty the standard price of all the training shoes, at least the higher end training shoes like the Reebok Nanos or the Metcons or some of the Nobles and other things are a little bit more expensive, but it's not as expensive as you would think an upgraded shoe would be. So I give that a plus in the cost. I think it's a great shoe. I think you should go out and get one.